You know lawyers, they get, right. Okay. Should I transfer them, and then you gotta plug that back in?
Okay, we can get
Oh,
started when they're
all
going. Okay, welcome everybody to the town board meeting of December 2nd, 2025. Town clerk,
Councilman Paul Valentine.
Here.
Councilman Jerry Batari, absent. Councilman Brian Donahue.
Here.
Councilman Dan Sullivan. Here. Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
here, and we're going to start with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so a couple quick announcements. For those who did not see our big press conference, we did get the state legislation for the Orangetown Preservation Fund approved by the governor. She signed off on the bill. It is actually subject to mandatory referendum, so at some point in time, the people of Orangetown will be voting on it, but we after 3 years of trying, or if not longer, we got the bill passed, so that was good news for us. The public hearing that, on the petition to amend Chapter 43, it's basically the 155 Greenbush Road, the residential floating zone in the LI district, that is scheduled for the next meeting, December 16th, is being postponed at the applicant's request to the January 20th, 2026 meeting. They were reworking on certain things, and so for all these applications, we don't really want to put them on, so we have some kind of final product, so that's not going to be on. Quick discussion, we've been approached about passing an apprenticeship training program for construction contracts. I know this went on before we kind of had a chance to really discuss it too depth. I know the town attorney spoke with some of our department heads and some of the town board members, so I don't know if anyone wants to weigh in it now. You want to wait until we get more feedback before we...
While I really agree with apprenticeships and apprenticeship programs, I have a New York State approved apprenticeship in my company. I think this needs further discussion when it goes as a mandate.
Okay.
So I would like to read it. We didn't really have enough time to discuss it or read it, so I'd like a little more time.
Yeah, it was kind of presented as if all the towns have it, and it was, but I don't know that that's all necessarily.
Because everybody has it, doesn't make it
And I don't
right.
even think that's true, so anyway. Okay. Okay, so on that note, we will just go workshop to workshopping our agenda items. We have the first, we're going to have to open the public hearing on the zone change for 77 East Central Avenue. It's basically a mixed use on Central Avenue in Pearl River. I guess we'll wait till we get to the hearing before we'll call up the applicant or their attorney. So that's basically 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why this thing got so long. It's all this. Okay, through 6. Number 7 is basically our town board meeting calendar, or at least an attempt to try and get a calendar for next year. A lot of great minds go into making that calendar. Some might argue too many great minds go into doing the calendar. Number 8 is approving the contract for library services with the libraries, Blauvelt, Orangeburg, Palisades, and Tapan. Number 9 is approving our agreement with the Hudson Valley Humane Society for shelter pound services for the town of Orangetown for 2026. 10, again, is approve a 1-year contract with the Fire Protection Services, Blauvelt Fire Protection District and the Blauvelt Volunteer Fire Company. Number 11, approve a tax certiorari with Verizon New York. Again, number 12 is approve the caretaker agreement at the Henry Borst Park House. And then 13 is the Nike Park House, and they both have increases, as we do every year. Number 14 is lend assistance to the St. Thomas Aquinas Winter Wonderland, which is this Saturday, December 6th. It's always a good time if anyone wants to get over there. And then 15, approve lend assistance to the 2025 Share Christmas and the Holidays. That's Friday, December 12th. That's in downtown Pearl River. And then the audit. So overall, we have a fairly quiet agenda. We can do, we'll do the public comment first, so, because we don't have too many people signed in. So could I get a motion to open the public comment?
Motion open.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, that's on it. The first name I have is, it's Milbury, P-O-R, P-O, oh, thank you. Oh, P-O, is that L-L? Oh, Polk, okay, I'm sorry. You could just come on out there. I think I made it worse. There we go.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I'm Milbury Polk from Palisades, and I'm here to express my thoughts on the HNA property on Route 9W. At a recent board meeting during public comment, a few people spoke about their concerns about the proposed 342 residential units for the HNA property. The response, I must say, from the board was defensive, and it was, where is all this talk about HNA coming from? And that's very surprising, because we in Palisades have had the property on our minds for about 6 years now, when HNA put the property on the market. The supervisor stated she doesn't know their plans. It's hard to believe the board doesn't know. The owner must have some plan in order to apply for a big tax deduction through pilot. How they can apply for pilot without an approved plan. And I think you said they were talking to the DEC, yet we've been left in the dark. Even after the owners and the board assured us that they would keep the community in the loop during this development process. As this moves forward, I hope you'll take to heart that the community thinks that 342 residential units is far too many for our small hamlet. Thank you.
I'm going to screw this name up too. C-E-L-L-E-N? Is it Colleen?
No,
Oh,
my name is Selen.
Selen, okay. Wasn't even-
Selen Wolk. I also live in Palisades, and I'm here to speak about the HNA as well. At the 2 emergency memorandum of understanding meetings, we were told multiple times by the owners, by the town board, and the town lawyer that MOUs were not binding, that 342 units was not a given, that even some board members were surprised at the number and thought 342 units was far and away too many. The earlier Proceda plan had 180 units, and everyone thought that was too many. We understand that times change, things change, but this is a dramatic change from a hotel with 30 townhouses to 342 residential units. It's not so much as a change as a fundamentally different concept. The town board is supposed to represent the interests of the residents of Palisades and the town of Orangetown. No one wants a 342-unit development, nor does anyone want the entire property zoned multiple family residential, except possibly the developers. Early on, it was explained to us that a hotel necessitated additional residential units to make up for losses when the hotel operated below capacity. Without a hotel, there is no need for hundreds of units. Surely the board understands that a development with single-family homes on 1-acre properties is more consistent with the hamlet of Palisades and neighboring Spark Hill. I'd like to stress for the record, 342 units is both too many and unwanted. I hope you will take the community's feelings seriously. We are neighbors to this beautiful property. We are long-term residents and taxpayers. Our feelings should outweigh a developer's ambition. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that wants to speak that didn't sign up?
Alex DeMena, sorry, I do this every time I hear. Say I'm not going to speak, and then I speak. Just about H&A Palisades, I think the board could have done a better job explaining density to the residents and also explaining that this is 3 units per acre, spread over 100 acres in Palisades. I'm not sure yet because we haven't been shown the development plan in terms of is this for rent versus for sale. If they're applying for certain things from the IDA, I would assume they're trying to be for rent, but I don't want to assume that. There needs to be a better job of discussing the tax impact if these are for sale units and also if these are executive townhomes as they were originally discussed or prescribed. I think there would be greater support for certain projects if we knew the true extent of what that particular project is. So I think we need to do a better job of explaining density, explaining the fact that this is in keeping with Orangetown density, and then also discussing the financial impacts of the development. But I do agree that we've been pretty much in the dark on this project. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak that didn't sign up to speak? Seeing no hands, can I get a motion to close?
Make a motion,
I'll
close
sec-
public comment.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I'm going to address the H&A and why I very well may have been defensive, because I got a message from somebody that said that it had been approved without any public meetings. It was a crazy thing that said it was affordable housing and just a lot of false information, and that's part of the problem. There's a lot of false information out there. They have not submitted anything. So, yes, there was a 342 number presented at one point. We are waiting. They probably will be coming in January to make a presentation, but we have not seen anything since that meeting when we, whenever that meeting was. God, it seems like a long time ago now. So I think that's why the defensiveness was, because there was kind of these false accusations out there that somehow we approved it without any town board input and that they were affordable, and they were a lot of just things that we probably said we couldn't respond to because they're just not true. So once they, like every other applicant that comes before this board, they make a informal presentation, which is, when people can kind of just hear it and ask questions, and the town board hears it, and then there's often dialogue back and forth. Speaking for myself, kind of what Alex said, this property is very close to being off the tax rolls, very close to being sold, to becoming a school. And, we all would like to say, I'd love to see a spa there. Yeah, I'd love to be a spa, but guess what? They were asking $40 million, and when Billy Procida came in at 180 units, whatever came in, he wanted to give him 10. And the H&A, a Chinese-owned company, wasn't taking $10 million. So it was a lot of factors that went into it. As you know, there was a lot of applications that came in for it. Rick Cook, who's a resident of Palisades, his proposal had close to 500 units or 480 or something like that. So we could all say we want 20 houses, but it would have probably sold to, and again, who knows what would have happened to the property. So, again, I think we have to just take a step back, wait to see what they come in with. It is the beginning stages. Somebody foiled it, go ahead. It's not, I don't have copies. I'm very transparent. I'm not hiding anything. So if they gave me proposals, I'd be sharing it. They have not. So, but on January, they're telling us as of this, they expect to come in January with some kind of presentation. So that's what I have on H&A. I don't know if anybody has anything else they want to add to it.
It's just very hard to be specific when you have nothing to be specific on. So there's been a lot of rumors, there's been a lot of meetings. We did agree to a MHA,
MOU, right.
to keep the sale moving forward, but there is no concrete plans on what's being built, so it's hard to give you the rest of the puzzle when we don't have any of the pieces. As
And I
they
will
come
say
in, we
this.
will put it together and keep everybody informed. No one,
The one conversation I've had with anyone from the developer in the last 6 months was they were really working towards trying to find somebody to operate the hotel, but that hotel is going to need millions, like $40 million to bring it back to any kind of useful, and that's a lot of money to put into a hotel, which you're not really doing well now. So they were still working on it. They said it was gonna be very difficult. They were also considering maybe doing like a catering hall. They were, again, trying to find operators for it, and that's the last I heard. So I'm anxious to see what they come in with in January, too. So that's what I am on that. Okay, so unless anybody has anything else, we can go to open up our public hearing. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
I make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Okay, do we want to have the applicant get up there first, the attorney, or whoever wants to get up there and?
Good evening, Town Board. Thanks for the hearing our petition. Before I start, I would like to give this to the clerk. Want to give it to the clerk, Jay? One is that we...
Oh, he's showing us where the parcel is.
Okay. When we first started, I presented everybody of the board with a book. I would like to start from the book and work from it, okay? As noted, the request for the overlay zone meeting the intent of statute section 4.61 and section 4.612E3 and provides the following information. Tri-B2 Limited proposes to construct a building within the outline of the old structure. This new revised structure can provide apartment units, elevator access, handicap accessibility, laundry facilities in each individual unit, central air conditioning, a downtown location with easy access to public transportation, high utility and appliance efficiencies, and an environment which would attract a mature population to a community of other older peers. Further, it has adequate parking for the apartments, and I'm going to go through it as we go along. The market study has clearly indicated that the small project would not saturate the given neighborhood. In fact, this is the only PAC which will fully provide its own independent parking facility. As related to traffic concerns, several factors were analyzed, and it was determined that this project would not be detrimental to the user or to the community. To be more specific, the impact on overall traffic will be less than the former use. And again, we have a report in your book, and we have the traffic consultant here. The project faces Central Avenue, buses to New York City, Bergen County, and all localities in Rockland County provide service in front of this locality. Furthermore, it is in walking distance to the Pearl River train station, which provides rail service to New York City via Secaucus Transfer Station or Hoboken, New Jersey, and the PATH system. The surrounding area is bordered by food establishments and retail stores, which will be easily accessed by the residents. The architectural renderings, which were prepared by architect Albert Attoli, conforming to the code requirements by providing a separate entrance to the adult community on Central Avenue, East Central Avenue. The new structure will provide a new rateable to the downtown area and invite abutting property owners to improve their properties to present new and vibrant image to the hamlet. Again, all these experts are here, and we will call them up if you look like we're going to follow through. The connecting property on East Washington Avenue is an existing access and parking facility to the existing building. The area will be refined to provide the needed parking to each new tenant, and this will relieve the parking demands on the Pearl River Parking District. Now, I'm going to stop here for a moment because I want to have the people explain the unit. I'm going to ask Jay first to outline the unit. I will then ask the architect to describe his design, and then after that, we'll go into the other items. So, Jay, maybe you want to take over for a moment? I will go from that point on.
My name is Jay Greenwell, land surveyor, land planner. I agree with Mr. Brunner. The site is ideal for the PAC zoning. This is the heart of Pearl River, easy walking access to just about everything you could possibly need. Shopping, banks, restaurants, no movie theaters anymore, but trains and transportation, et cetera. Couldn't get these in order, but let me just see. Okay. This is a layout for the existing building, which fronts on Central Avenue. The bottom floor would be devoted 5,000 square feet to commercial retail, and the upper floors would be the residential units. As Mr. Brenner pointed out, we have 53 parking spaces, which is very excellent. We're only 2 shy of providing 1 space per 200 square feet for the office retail area, commercial retail, and we're providing 1.5 spaces per unit. That would require 30 spaces. We're actually providing 43 spaces for the residential component. We're stacking some of the spaces to make use of the narrowness of the property, but the stacked spaces would be assigned to the 2-bedroom units so that there would be no conflict. There are 8 2-bedroom units and 2 1-bedroom units on each floor. And Mr. Toley, the architect, will go over the specific layout. If you look at the existing conditions plan, it looks very similar to the proposed conditions plan, except that in the northern portion, the parking lot will be much more defined. It will be landscaped. It will have some lighting, down lighting, which will be shielded from the residents next door. The existing access point would remain the same. The comparison between the two, you can see that there's very little new impervious area. There's only approximately 2,100 square feet, which is basically equivalent to let's see, each parking space will be 10 by 20 roughly. That'd be 200 square feet. And so this is roughly the equivalent of about 10 spaces off the top of my head. So you can see that the impervious area is only a little bit more than what's there now, and we're providing in this area here, right to the back of the building, we're putting in a dry well gallery, which would be conveyed to the drainage in the street. There would be 2 alleyways on either side, 5 feet on either side, whereas the building is basically wall to wall right now. So there would be it would be access back and forth through here if necessary for emergency purposes. And this drainage overflow, after this is accepting all the 100-year storm flow, would be conveyed out to Central without having any additional impact on the drainage infrastructure in the road. So all the parking will be behind the building, and we were designating 10 spaces to be utilized for the ground floor commercial area. The rest of it would be ample for the residences. And again, obviously, there's quite a bit of parking on street for any required need. What we would anticipate is that these spaces that are dedicated for the ground floor commercial would be for employee use, but we're figuring that out. But basically, that's what I think would make the most sense. That's basically it for now.
Don, can I ask you a question? Do you have by any chance, have a picture of the current property, like the current building? No? Yeah, okay, no worries. I drive by it,
Well, we were going to talk about it. It's going to be an upgrade. I would like the architect
I
to
guess
talk
I could,
about
right?
the
I mean,
project
if I
right
Google
now.
map it.
So, Al, you want to come up?
70s, what is it, 77?
Good evening. My name is Albert Dottoli. I'm a licensed architect in the state of New York, and I've prepared some renderings of the building.
So if you want to
Yep.
go down, you just got to go it down. to the
Got
next
it,
one.
yeah. Okay, it's not up on the screen.
You want this
Yeah,
one?
that's good, that's good. So what you're looking at right now is the, basically the south elevation of the building. It's the view from East Central Avenue. You can see on the ground floor, there is a storefront for commercial, business, retail use. To the far left is a entrance door for the residential. There is a elevator at that location that would take you up to the second and third floor. There's also a stairwell at that entrance, and there is a stairwell at the back of the building as well. The project is, again, a three-story multifamily residential retail/business mixed-use building. The second and third floor are the residential units. There are 10 units on each floor. The mix is 2 one-bedrooms and 8 two-bedroom units on each floor. The one-bedrooms are approximately 667 square feet, and the two-bedrooms are 910 square feet. Each unit will have its own washer and dryer, laundry room. The two-bedroom units have 2 bathrooms. The one-bedroom units have 1 bathroom. All of the units are handicap accessible. That is, the door widths are all 3 feet. The clearances inside the units and getting into the unit, all the common areas, are accessible in terms of width and areas needed for maneuverability. The building will be fully sprinklered. The units are basically compartmentalized. That is, there's a double wall between each unit. So there is essentially a fire containment if a fire were to break out in a particular unit. And again, it's fully sprinklered. The exterior of the building is proposed to be brick and stucco. The building height will be approximately 40 feet to the highest parapet. And the air conditioning units, it'll be a split system. That means there'll be a unit, there's small units on the rooftop, 1 small unit for each apartment, and then inside the apartment there's an air handler. These units will not be seen from down below because the parapet around the building will screen them. They sit approximately 3 to 3.5 feet high, and the parapet will be about that same height, so you wouldn't see these units from below. They do not generate a lot of noise. Even when all of them are running, there's not a lot of noise that emanate from them. They're state-of-the-art. We use state-of-the-art systems that really are very low in producing sound. That's pretty much a description of the building. We do have some floor plans. This is the elevations of the building all around. The upper left is the front of the building, again from East Central. The upper right is the east elevation, and the lower left is the elevation from the parking lot, and the lower right is the west elevation. You can go to the next one. This is
Right, like a little alley, but it's not like.
a layout of the typical units. Most of the units are like the one in the upper left. That's a 2-bedroom unit. 7 of the 8 2-bedrooms are of that floor plan. The one to the right is the unit that faces East Central Avenue. That's a two-bedroom. And then again, there are 2 one-bedroom units per floor, and that's the floor plan for the one-bedroom units. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, thank you. Any questions?
I have a question. So I'm looking at, I just pulled it up on Google, which was probably what I should have done from the beginning. So the current building right now goes right up to the adjoining properties.
Correct.
So you're proposing, what, a 5-foot, did you say?
5 foot.
Is that like required by code, building codes? Is it just for,
Well, you can build right up to the property line. The closer you get to the property line, anything less than 5 feet requires a more significant fire rating. So at 5 feet away, it's not as strict in terms of fire rating those exterior walls.
that's, yeah, for the down thing, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now, to follow through, I would like to talk about the developer. I think everybody knows the Bertucci family. They're local, they've been in this area for many, many years. The interesting part is they built the first PAC zone for seniors in the town when they acquired the old Pearl River Hospital. And you saw their latest work. They actually rebuilt an old apartment unit, which is on the corner of John Street and Central Avenue. They do excellent work. They're local, and I think they'll do a very, very fine job on this situation. I have a real estate expert here. If you want to speak to him, he actually, in fact, you want to come up? If you have any questions, ask him. He did give, there is a letter in the report indicating the need. You want to say anything, Doc?
Hello, Board, everybody here. Just want to give my opinion. I've been working for Joyce Realty now for 30 years. I believe the seniors have the right for paying taxes all these years and getting up in age, trying to maintain their home, have the right to sell their home and to move into a beautiful renovated apartment that is completely upkept by the developer. And I think this will be a big progress for Pearl River. It's in a high demand. And I believe it's going to be very successful.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Joe, I've known you a long time. Little did we think that one day we'd be looking to move into one of these places, huh? But
That's right.
Okay, good.
okay.
All right.
Any questions at all?
Nope,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
thanks, Joe.
We have our traffic consultant here, Harry Baker. He just flew in. You've had the study. The study pretty much covers everything. Harry, if you want to talk about the project, and maybe the board will have some questions for you.
May I use this? Great, thank you. Hi, my name's Harry Baker and Associates. I did the traffic study for this project. As it's been said, basically a combination of residential and retail. And basically what I did was I went out and we counted 3 intersections from 7 to 9 and 4 to 6 in the afternoon that are in the project. We counted 306 and Washington Avenue and John Street, and Washington Avenue, Middletown, and Middletown Road. During that time, when we count cars, trucks, and buses, so we understand what the combination of all the vehicles are, because when you use the Synchro program, which is what's accepted by New York State DOT to do traffic analysis to calculate levels of service and average vehicle delay, that program, you have to input the percentages of trucks in addition to the cars and everything else. And what it does ultimately is produces the condition of the roadway system. I reached out to New York State DOT to get the traffic signal timing for the state intersection of 306 and Washington Avenue. basically, you get the base condition, which is what it is out there today. Then the next thing you do is for the no-build condition, which is the condition, let's say, the day before the project were to open, we grew the traffic by 1% per year for 3 years to get to the build condition. And then we also checked for other projects that might be being built in the area that would go through our study area. Those were included where it needed to be. And then you do an analysis of the no-build condition, because in the end, what you're comparing is the build to the no-build. You want to find out what the impact is of the actual project. And to do that, we used the Institute of Transportation Engineers produced what's called the Trip Generation Manual. And in there it has land use codes for all different types of developments, for multifamily, seniors, individual homes, office, retail, the whole 9 yards. So for this project, we took the units and the square footage of the retail, calculated how many trips would be generated, and just so everybody knows, in the tables in the report, there's tables 5A and 5B. For the retail or office portion, it'd be a total of 13 trips in the morning with 11 entering and 2 leaving, and in the afternoon, it's pretty much the reverse. It's 14 with 2 entering and 12 leaving. And then for the senior housing, we have 4 trips in, 1 trip out, and in the afternoon, 5 trips with 3 and 2. One of the things about this project is because of the use of the bottom floor, people, depending on what they actually build and type of retail or combination of whatever is built down there, most of these services will probably be ancillary to some of the people in the building. It could be dry cleaners, it could be a sundry store, whatever, which means that people can just walk downstairs to go down there, which means they don't generate any vehicle trips. As already been mentioned, the train station is just, a few feet away, so you can get into the city. The buses run on Central Avenue. So there's a lot of reasons that this project will not generate a lot of traffic, because people will tend to either walk or get on a public transportation to go where they want to go. Seniors also tend not to work, or if they do, they go later, depending on the mix of the people that are in there. I know if you were looking at, let's say, a 55 and over community, the amount of people that work there is a very small percentage of the total population, even though some people do. And that's why it generates much less traffic than it would be, let's say, if this was a housing development that had 30, 40 homes, which would generate between 35 and 40 trips. So it's a very big difference in the type of use. And finally, when we compare the build to the no build, there was basically no change in the level of service. The levels of service stayed the same. The delays were de minimis in terms of their changes. So this project really is not going to impact the intersections in the vicinity, either at 306 in Washington or John or Middletown Road. And more importantly, I think from a traffic point of view, because there's so much mass transit in the area that's very walkable, restaurants, you don't have to drive. It really, from an operations standpoint and from a traffic standpoint, is really the ideal situation, putting them in a downtown area like this. So I'm here to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Just one correction. Harry in the old days lived up in New City, thinks it's 306, it's 304.
304, sorry, I don't know why. Don't mind me. It's been a long day.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, I know you did.
No? Nope, good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, now we go to bear with me 1 second, I gotta find out my own report, okay? Okay, what I was going to talk about just in terms of the income, estimated tax revenue. Again, if you look at the report, this was received from your assessor. The present taxes on the facility gets $42,000. The estimated taxes when this project is finished will be $135,000. So we have a good increase on a tax rateable, which is really going to, in no way, hamper the usage of the facilities of the town. And going back to the basic report, which is noted, the property is served by water, Viola, sewer, Town of Orangetown, gas and electric, Orange and Rockland, police, Town of Orangetown, fire, the Pearl River Fire Departments. The topography is flat and level. All the utilities are available. There are no wetlands on the property. You're not changing the character. It's not detrimental to the school. It's not detrimental to the adjacent properties. And in fact, if anything, it's a benefit to the tax situation. I don't know if the board has any questions for me, but I think we've covered everything in the requirements of your PAC zone statute.
Okay. Any questions for Don? Okay.
They're gonna be, do you need any, zone changes, like lot coverage or?
Variances.
Variances,
yeah. I can address that. So if you recall, when the Joyce, well, it was Galway Bay, the Joyce building, and it was on the ZBA at the time, actually, that came up, that there was approval with requirement to get variances. And what ended up happening is it came back to the town board. The town board ended up amending the code to provide that at this meeting, or as part of your approval, you're setting it. If you go to page 8 of the resolution, it's kind of laid out there that the town board is going to establish basically the bulk requirements for this, which the code permits. And Dan, could certainly talk about that. And, I was just going to point it out, again, if you go to page 8, a couple of the bigger ones in terms of, what the acreage is, it's there. The dwelling units per acre. With this one, they have 20 units, so based on their acreage, that's 27.1 dwelling units per acre. I think, Jay, the Galway Bay one was 29 dwelling units per acre, if I recall correctly. And I actually met with Jay on this. Many of the bulk requirements are very similar to that one that was passed about 5 years ago.
It was 29.6 dwelling units.
Right, 29, okay. So,
I just remember there being some.
right, and again, and frankly, it ended up working that it does make sense that this board set it instead of approving it and then sending it to the ZBA. So that's what would happen here as part of your approval. The other thing I wanted to bring up, I think Mr. Greenwell mentioned the parking. If you used the parking requirements for retail, et cetera, the total with the retail and the residential would be 55 spots. They're providing 53. Again, a little different than the other project, which was a bit of a tighter situation with the land there. So they were only 2 spots short. The other one was, I guess, about
15, I think?
a large number short. The board, as part of its resolution there, required the applicant to provide $60,000 to the Pearl River Parking Fund, which calculated out to be about $2,300 per spot that they were short. So based upon that, the proposal here would be to require this applicant to do $5,000 because they're 2 spots short. Again, that's up to the board. The board can discuss that, but that's where we came up with that calculation.
Okay. That answers my question, thank you.
And while I'm on a roll, there was only one, there were 2 votes that need to be made if it
Yeah, so
comes
I
to
was
it.
good. Well, we have to we still have public comments.
Right, right.
But I just want to know when we get there, we
Right.
just do those separately?
Right, typically, you do the motion to pass the law, but don't approve it, and then do those other 2 motions, and then do the all in favor,
Just
if that's the way.
everyone.
I'll walk us through it.
Thank you.
There's one thing, do you want to take the county letter? Should
I was going to address that again before the
Okay.
public spoke. The county had some comments about some things that were missing. I don't know if they may not have received everything, because some of the things that they mentioned have actually been provided. They also mentioned certain things such as sewer and water lines, things of that nature, which are more to be shown on plans, which one they are, but also that's more applicable to kind of a new construction as opposed to, there's already sewer lines there, there's already water lines there, there's already, the drainage is shown on the plan. So just to be safe, suggesting an override on that. And then in terms of the one other thing with the parking, the county asked that the board indicate its acceptance in terms of the parking and how many would be for retail. And again, the feeling in here would be that 10 for retail is appropriate, again, based on its location and prior, in the precedent that, with the Galway Bay project. I'm done.
Anybody others open up to the public comment? Okay, we have Patty Pojwright?
We're going to have the public come up and speak.
Okay, fine, good.
Push that away.
Tackle them.
Hi, I'm Patty Pochwright. It's actually a beautiful building, but I do have a question. Does it have to be for adults? I mean, everything you're saying is you're close to the train station, which goes to the city. So if you have a young adult at home who you want to move out of your house, that would be a beautiful place to live. I'm a senior. I've been in my house 33 years. Would it be affordable to me to live there based on staying in my house and paying taxes and maybe a mortgage? Maybe some people don't have mortgages. So what would the rents be? And the other question I have, is the entrance and exit, is there going to be one from Central Avenue, or is it all going to be in the back on East Washington?
No, one definitely on Central Avenue and one in the back, both places.
So you can enter and exit on Central Avenue?
That's correct. Vehicles?
Yeah, how? Oh, that's what I meant, vehicles. So the only way you can get in with a vehicle is from East Washington?
That's correct.
All right. So with that picture, there's, the middle is the lobby? The middle entrance there, looks,
From left to left, you have storefront for retail, commercial. Next one, the middle one is also retail, commercial. And the third one is retail, commercial. And then, just past where those people are.
oh, there's a door there. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. Okay, so there would only be 3 retail spaces?
It's flexible, it's an open space.
No, so on that bottom floor to the right there, where you see all those windows that look like they go all the way to the back, what is that?
It's an open space. There will be a hallway down the building from front to back on the ground floor, if needed, which can accommodate offices, doctors, lawyers.
They would all enter through the front?
They can enter from the back or the front.
So there would be no door entrances on the right-hand side on the bottom?
Correct.
It's beautiful, but I would like to have maybe a 31-year-old out of my house, and my
We
kids are married, but
We
anybody.
actually had raised that, I think Paul and I had raised that early on, but the applicant chose to do the pack because I presume it is already in our code, and maybe it was an easier sell, but yes, we did,
Is that because also it doesn't affect the schools if you do pack?
The applicant asked for PAC. I mean, if this was not PAC, I would be in favor of it too. But the
It
applicant,
just seems like when you go and say, oh, it's close to the train that goes to the city, it's close to the train that goes to the city, it's close to New Jersey. I live on William Street, so I wouldn't move from William Street to Central Avenue, but if somebody else, I just think,
Well, he
I would really want to
mentioned-
know what the rents would be as well.
that'll be his next project.
Yeah, and
Got
the reason he's mentioning the train and the public transportation is it's part of the PAC zoning, so
Oh.
that's why he's mentioning that it's close.
Now, I
to
want
the
to find
train.
all these 55-year-olds that aren't working. That's what I want to find.
I'm 70 and I'm working, so it just,
Is that?
I don't know,
They
it's
said,
gorgeous.
most people 55, they're not working. Oh, yeah. He's- I'm doing something wrong, I'll tell you that right now, but anyway. Okay, Alex?
Sorry, I'll try to be quick. So this is more about PAC zoning and not necessarily this application. I think we need to be careful because even with what Rob just said about some of these projects, they're not necessarily conforming to PAC zoning in terms of density, that we might want to look at the hamlet centers such as downtown Pearl River separately and maybe amend PAC zoning to look at the differences between like a downtown Tappan or a downtown Pearl River versus PAC zoning at 6 units per acre in the rest of the community. I think we run into trouble because we're making a lot of exceptions, and we are even making exceptions here tonight if this project goes forward, but I think we don't really have something firm that we're standing on because we're not really conforming to anything. So I would just also urge caution because this is zoned in 2 spaces. It's RG and CS. I don't believe that we have done that previously where we have taken 2 separate distinct zones and overlaid a PAC. When the original Pearl River Movie Theater or Hospital, as Don called it, was redone, I believe that was just CS as the zone. And prior to PAC, we didn't really even have a senior zone. It was a weird special permit in one of our zones that provided for 62 and up housing. The Meadows at Pearl River was one of those projects that was then rezoned once we had PAC. But I would just caution the board to really look at PAC zoning and how we're implementing it. Thank you.
Let me just ask if anybody else, and then you can address it, Don.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Kovarik, and I live in the neighborhood. First off, I'd like to say I'm very familiar with the product that Tom builds and the Bertucci's and Tri-B, and I know it's a quality building. My concern, and it was hard to tell from this, is how far the setback is from Washington Avenue. And it looks like from this that it goes right up to East Washington. Am I correct?
The building or the parking?
Well, how far is the setback from the building to East Washington?
The building only does the first lot, and the second lot is all parking.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to clarify. It was hard to tell from that rendering.
200 feet.
200 feet.
200 feet. The
Okay.
back parking lot as it exists now is on the east, or on the north side. That's 200 feet deep. The building that's being proposed is the depth of the existing building and a little bit more.
The auto body.
And
Okay,
it
so
doesn't go any
all of
further.
that parking area behind it is going to be, because East Washington is a residential street. I mean, except for a few buildings like Holt. Is a residential street. You mentioned the property that was built over Joyce Realty. That's in between 2 commercial zones. It's not a residential area. So that was my concern, that it was going to be too close to residential and there wasn't going to be a buffer of some kind. So.
And the parking is set back 20 feet from the street, or from the property line, which is actually 30 feet from the street. So it doesn't start, and there's also a 10-foot buffer around all the parking, which would be landscaped.
Okay, thank you. That answers my question.
Is there anybody else who'd like to speak on this matter that hasn't had a chance to speak? Okay, don't see any. Don, did you want to address something? No, it's just one of the points that. Yeah. People can't hear you at home if you're talking from over there.
No, I just wanted, the point is that this building is going to be in the commercial area. There is no building going into the residential area. So the only thing that the residential section is being used is for the parking facility, which it is right now. But we put it all together because it's part of the PAC requirements, and we wanted the parking for this unit. So we're really staying with the statute and the intent of the statute.
Okay, anybody have questions, or, I guess, okay, well, I guess we can start by closing the public hearing. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Nobody else wants to speak in the public, right? Okay, I make a motion to close the public portion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the next one is the neg deck, so, okay. Okay. So the next resolution is basically the town board adopting the findings and conclusion relating to the probable environmental impacts contained in the short form and long form environmental assessment forms, and in the negative declaration that's annexed to the,
As part of the packet.
part of the record, thank you. So can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Sorry.
Aye.
Okay, that's on the neg deck, okay. Number 6. Mr. Town Attorney,
So,
this is where
right.
you have weird
So
approvals within
when you're
your-
ready to roll, two of the votes that are contained within the findings require a majority plus one. So the establishment of the bulk controls that I discussed earlier needs to be established by a majority plus one, so that means everybody here, if you're good with it, as well as the override. So what I would ask is for a motion to approve the rezoning.
Area based in, that one first, page 9?
I'm sorry, no, well, the motion to approve the rezoning first, and then a second, but before you vote on it, vote the other two as well.
Okay, so we're gonna get a motion and a second and not vote.
Correct.
Okay. Can I get a motion to, what do you say, adopt? what-
Adopt the local law, the rezoning.
Okay,
I'll make a
I make
motion.
I make a motion
Whatever you
to
do,
adopt the rezone.
I'll second that.
okay, stop.
And now, as part of the conditions, which are listed there,
There's gotta be an easier way to do this.
I wish there were.
Okay,
There'll be a motion to modify the minimum lot area, base density, maximum floor area ratio, and the other bulk requirements as set forth. So we need a motion on that.
okay. So that's on page 9. Can I get a motion to modify the minimum lot area, base density, maximum floor area ratio, and other bulk requirements as provided above pursuant of 4.69B1?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, we need a roll call?
Yes.
Councilman Cherry Batari is absent. Councilman Brian Donahue?
Yes.
Yeah. What was that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Councilman Dan Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Paul Valentine?
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny?
yes.
And the next motion is to override county planning comment number 6, again, for the reasons set forth above, that much of the information has already been provided.
I did read this. Okay, so can I get a motion to override county planning comment number 6? Motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Councilman Jerry Batari? Absent. Councilman Brian Donahue?
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Paul Valentine?
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, the last one, then just a roll call on that last number 7. The original motion to approve the local law.
Oh, you need a roll call on that one, too?
Yeah. I didn't put it in there, but we can do it.
Okay, now you're really screwing with us. You didn't put-
So we just need a roll call
On
on the
number
motions
6.
we made.
Yes,
We
on the
did
first
this.
motion that was made.
Another one?
So on the one that me and
Okay.
Dan, me and Brian,
I don't need on 8. You established it.
Brian?
did the original one, I made a motion, and Dan, Brian seconded.
On
The
number 6.
On the,
Right,
yeah,
number
on the
six.
overriding, right, number 6.
So we
Okay,
need a roll.
Paul and Brian. Okay, you need roll call.
As if it wasn't bad, you didn't write the roll call in there.
So this is a motion to approve.
To approve.
Number 6.
Yes, to approve the zoning law, change the zoning to district of 7070 Central Avenue and 80-84 East Washington Avenue from the existing RG and CS to planned adult community pursuant to chapter 43, 4.6.
I make a motion as said to approve.
We have a motion, so she just.
Just do the roll
Do the
call.
roll call.
Dan
We've over approved
Councilman
this thing.
Donahue.
I thought Rob was saying we needed.
and Donahue?
The roll
Yes.
call, I think.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Let me get to that page.
I don't think there is a page. I don't think he's got
There's
a
no
thing.
page.
Well, I'm gonna make up.
Make a page, okay.
Number 2 here. Councilman Jerry Batari is absent. Councilman Brian Donahue?
Yes.
Councilman Dan Sullivan?
Yes.
Councilman Paul Valentine?
Yes.
Supervisor Teresa Kenny?
Yes.
That's it.
Are we done?
That's it.
Oh, God, that's exhausting. Okay.
Try writing it.
Okay, try writing it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I know, I was confused by it too, trust me. Okay, agenda item number 7, approve the 2026, nice easy one. Approve the 2026 Town Board meeting calendar. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll
All in favor?
Aye. Dan, second.
Number 8, can I get a motion to approve a one-year contract for library services for 2026 for the Orangetown Library, Belleville Free Library, Orangeburg Library, Palisades Free Library, and Tappan Free Library? I think I added a library, but whatever. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I took the library district and I made it a library.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 9, approve the 2026 agreement with the Hudson Valley Humane Society for shelter pound services. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 10, approve a one-year contract for 2026 for the fire protection services, Blauvelt Fire Protection District, Blauvelt Volunteer Fire Company. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, approve and authorize the town attorney to sign settlement documents in the tax certiorari proceeding with Verizon New York. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Brian moved it. I did. You couldn't hear that, but, okay. And Dan, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 12, approve the caretaker agreement for 2026 with Brian Edwards. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the caretaker agreement for 2026 for the Nike Park with Louis Caputo? Motion?
I'll second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve land assistance for the 2025 St. Thomas Aquinas Winter Wonderland for Saturday, December 6th? Motion for the showmobile?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 15, can I get a motion to approve land assistance for the 2025 Share Christmas and the Holidays for Friday, December 12th, 2025? Motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. One-sided. I like it.
He's not spending too much, just running out of money.
That's right. We need the town tax to be collected.
Yes, the town is out of money.
Please, don't be saying, there'll be a rumor all over town that we bankrupted the town.
Okay, tonight's audit consists of 3 warrants for $900,000. Items of interest, number 1, 29 Corporate Drive, $100,000 for escrow return. Number 3, environmental construction, $28,000 for emergency sewer line repairs. Number 5, Granicus, $26,000 for building software. And number 8, Otis Elevator, $102,000 for the elevator modernization on the police side. And that was bonded money. Any questions on the audit?
Nope. Can I get a motion to accept the audit?
I'll make a motion to accept the audit.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we do have to go into executive session to discuss personnel-related matters. We're not going to be voting on anything when we come out, and we do have some adjournments. We have Juan Carlos Fernandez, resident of Pearl River, Marine veteran and retired NYPD detective, and Marie Iorio, resident of Orangeburg, and mother Lisa Porco from the Police Records Department. Okay, so Paul, you're up.
I make a motion to close the meeting, go into executive session, but we're not voting on anything we come. It's kind of hard.
I'll second.
Aye. Should just say retroactively close the meeting.